Sure, absolutely. What a season. It has been a ride. It is a story to tell. It's probably going to be a book written by somebody because it's just been such an exciting journey that we've been on. We set out to get here. We got here. Skills aside, everything else aside, the game aside, we know we made a lot of errors that we typically don't make, a lot of emotions that we typically don't have. But other than that, it's not about that. It's about this group of women who have become close friends, battled together, have stayed together. Their spirits are high. They had a great experience, and we're walking away from the season with great mindset, great hearts, a lot of love for each other, and a lot of love for the game.
Yeah, for the players, didn't get the result you wanted today, but it's been a wild ride for the season, and to get here has to be pretty satisfying. So what's it mean to you to get to this point?
You're right. It is an awesome experience to get here. I think we shocked everyone. We shocked ourselves. But, yeah, like you said, it's not the result that we wanted, but I don't care about that. I just said in the locker room, I'm never going to remember what the score of that game was. I will remember that we were here and we got the opportunity to play under the lights on that court. But all I care about is that I did it with the group of women that I did, with the coaches and athletic trainers that I did. This journey and these 4 years have been a roller coaster. And all that I can say is I am so incredibly blessed that we got here and had the experience with the group of people that we did.
If you would have told me freshman year that at the end of our season that we would end up where we were, I wouldn't have believed you. We've just been through such a roller coaster, our team, and I'm just so proud of every one of us. We've proved that whatever obstacle is in our way, we can overcome it, and that's going to follow us through life, and it's just so much more than volleyball, and it's just been an awesome experience.
Actually, the first set it was close there early on, and then the momentum turned pretty quick. What happened at that point?
We failed to get in rhythm early. I take the blame for that. We typically focus on small games to 5, and we lost sight of that. I think the emotions and the feelings of being here got to us a little bit, including the coaching staff. But then we regrouped and we refocused, and we knew it was going to be a new set and a new game, and there's a lot more volleyball to play after that. So I'm so proud of my team for focusing on those games to 5, starting in the second set, and then just continuing to play as hard as they could, and I'm proud of them.
Also, for everyone, the team has a lot of offensive firepower, but you kind of like started to keep them in check a little bit the last 2 sets. What was different? Did you make any adjustments there, or just kind of get into that rhythm?
Yeah, we've matched up with teams that honestly were better offensively than that team. And came away with wins against them because our defense is so relentless. We adjusted a few things on our block. We adjusted a few things in the back row on certain attackers, but it just wasn't enough today. So.
Yeah, the players, same
question. I was never worried about who I was going to set the ball to. I was confident every time. I mean, I felt like I deviated it pretty well along with the other setter, Taylor Rohr. We are a pretty strong offensive team, but we don't rely on that. We rely on our defense and our grit. So I think that we were just kind of throwing the ball up there. Every girl was hungry for the ball, and that's all you can ask as a setter, is that your hitters are willing to go out there and ask for the ball and just want to go make an attack. And all those girls, regardless of what the score was, they were like, hey, give it to me again. Hey, I'm going to find a way. And that's all you can ask as a teammate, and especially as a setter.
I think it was a lot to do with the blocking, too. Like, our right sides are just relentless on the block, and it really came back for the second and third set, and it was awesome to watch the turnaround.
Coach, if you don't mind, can you give us some insight into what the message was to the team in the locker room at the end of the match?
Usually coaches say what happens in the locker room stays in the locker room, right? But honestly, it had nothing to do with the game. We reflected on the season, how we got here. We know what we did wrong. We know where our flaws were today. We didn't need to harp on it. So it was a lot of emotion. I think every senior had a chance to speak. Some of them spoke a little more than others. Others couldn't really get the words out to explain it. But this team is so grateful and thankful for each other. And there's 18 of them, and I can honestly say that they are 18 of the best friends that I've ever seen on a team in my life. And that's what makes these girls so special. We talked through how we got here, the past 3 years, how they got here, everything that came along with that. And they're just, such great human beings that it was a great speech in the locker room.
Elena, for you, to put this into perspective, I think it's hard to do it right now because the season just ended and your career just ended, but what you accomplished this season is something that had never been done in Carson-Newman history. In fact, there's only 2 teams in the history of the conference that have ever been here. None have ever won a match in the quarterfinals. What has being a Carson-Newman volleyball player meant for you?
That is a loaded question. We were just talking about in the locker room last spring. We set out with a team purpose, and our purpose was to build lifelong relationships regardless of any outcome. I think that's what being a Carson-Newman volleyball player is about. Our outcome wasn't to make it here today. We were grateful that we did, but it's because of our lifelong relationships, our trust in one another, our gratefulness is what got us here. And if anyone were to ever ask me, what is Carson-Newman volleyball about? It's about the team, and it's about the girls, because this sport is what brought us together, and it's a beautiful sport, but it wouldn't be the experience that I had if I was with any other girls.
Marnie, for you at the beginning of this decade, Carson-Newman hadn't really tasted any success of any kind in the tournament, and now twice in the last 5 years, this program's been to a quarterfinal. There's going to be a time where this team wins a quarterfinal match, semifinal match, and potentially a national championship. What's it mean to you to kind of be part of the ignition of this process of Carson-Newman volleyball?
I think it's awesome. I think, later down the road, some girl's going to do it, and they're going to look back and be like, it's because of them. They started it, and it's just been awesome to experience it.
Actually, my final question. 10, 15 years from now, there'll probably be a reunion. There'll probably be 125, 50, etc. It's very difficult to put into words what this team has done, what this team has gone through. But what do you want people to remember about this year's club?
I think the first reunion is probably going to be tomorrow. I don't think they're going to leave each other's side. But one thing we did say in the locker room was nobody can take away from you that this is the 2019 Carson-Newman volleyball team. You made this happen. This is your team. Nobody else can step in and say that they were a part of it. And I truly believe that, it could be 10 years from now that maybe they haven't talked to each other, but they're going to pick up the phone and feel like it was yesterday because they are that close. It's just, you can't put into words what being a teammate really means to these girls, because it's not a team, it's a family.